Nithyanandam, welcome back. Good morning to all of the viewers who are joining with us today. We are very excited to start and to continue the yoga, Nithyananda Yoga. Before we begin the Nithyananda Yoga today, we'll start with the Sadguru Vandanam, invoking the presence of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Now, let us start chanting the Shiva Mula mantra. Shiva Mula mantra, in order to invoke the presence and be in the state of Paramashiva, you're going to chant the Shiva Mula mantra 11 times internally without making any noise or even moving your lips. But in order for you to follow along, we'll be chanting it out loud. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha. 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 Now, let us begin the ritualistic cleansing or the Achamaniyam. The Achamaniyam is literally a process where you are invoking, cleansing the body and invoking Paramashiva in different parts of your body. So, first, take your Panchapatram in your hands. It should be filled with water. Take one udharani or spoon of water into your hands, into your cupped palm, into the center of your palm, and upon chanting the mantras, drink the water from the base of the palm at the end of the mantra. Now, let's start. Om Atmatattvam Shodayami Swadha. Om Vidyatattvam Shodayami Swadha. Om Shivatattvam Shodayami Svada. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Now we'll start the cleansing process. With the base of the thumb, wipe the lower and upper lips and wash your hands. And with the index, middle, and ring fingers together, touch the lower and upper lips and wash your hands. Now with the tip of the index finger and thumb joined together, touch the right nostril and left nostril. Wash your hands. With the tip of the ring finger and the thumb joined together, touch the right eye, then right ear and left ear, and wash your hands. With the base of the little finger and thumb together, touch the navel center, right chest and left chest, and with all the fingers together, touch the crown of the head, right shoulder, left shoulder, and the heart center. And with now we will begin the sankalpa, the conscious declaration. Remember, Swamiji says that yoga is not just the physical postures or the mental space. It is literally becoming Paramashiva, embodying the state, space, beings, and power of Paramashiva. In this period, it is literally powerful enough to manifest anything that you want into reality. Take a few minutes now, close your eyes, and deeply visualize what you want to manifest in reality. What is the physique that you want? What is the strength you want to manifest? From your consciousness, create the conscious will in order to manifest and expand your consciousness to manifest what your heart desires, whatever flexibility, strength, everything that you want to manifest into reality. through this Nithyananda yoga practice. Stamina, balance, flexibility, whatever it might be. And now let us begin the Sankalpa mantra. ॐ ममोपात समस्त धुरितक्षयद्वारा भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थं च श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थं च शुभे शोभने मुहूर्ते आद्य ब्राह्मणः द्वितीय परार्थे श्री श्वेतवराह कल्पे वैवस्वतमन्वन्तरे अष्टाविंशतितमे नित्ययुगे प्रथमे पादे जम्बूद्वीपे भारतवर्षे मेरोः दक्षिणे पार्श्वे शकाब्दे अस्मिन् वर्तमाने व्यवहारिके प्रभवादीनां षष्ट्याः संवत्सराणां मध्ये शुभकृतनाम संवत्सरे शुभायने शुभमासे शुभपक्षे शुभवासरयुक्तायां शुभनक्षत्र शुभयोग शुभकर्ण एवं गुणविशेषण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ श्री कैलाशोन्नत द्वादशांत श्यामला पीठारूढ़ श्री मीनाक्षी सुंदरेश्वरा भिन्न स्वरूप पर शिव पुत्र रत्न कुमार गुरुमन्य तुल्यावतार श्री पार्वती स्तन्यपान लब्ध दिव्य ज्ञान विश्रुत सकल निगमागम सारभूत द्राविड वेद प्रवर्त्र श्रीमत् परम शिव करुणा समधिगत मुक्तामय चतुरश्रयान गीयमान छत्र चामर श्री चिन्नका हलादि समस्त विरदावल्यलंकृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजन संग सद्यो निर्वाण दीक्षा वयाग वर्ग वर्ष विश्रानजी मूत परमत कलभ केसरी शैव सिद्धांत स्थापनाचार्य श्री राजाधिराज पांड्य महाराज गुरु क्षपन शाक्यादि महांत कार निवारण ज्ञान भानु वीक्षणा नरहार ध्वजोच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमद्वर्षभध्वज स्थापक शैव समय कर्त्र सर्वज्ञ पीठारूढ़ श्री जगद्गुरु श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक स्वामी वागीश सुंदर मानिक कवाचक स्वामी नाम अवतार भूत श्री ज्ञान संबंध स्वामी पुनरुद्धृत श्यामला पीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रिनवद उत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान अरुणगिरि योगीश्वर परंपरागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञ पीठ गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत कांची कैलास सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्य मंगल नित्य कल्याण नित्य रजित कैलास परंपरागत आदि कैलास नित्यानंद पीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासन पीठ कर्त्र साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कैलास परंपरागत वैवस्वतुमन इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चंद्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचंद्र सूरसेन इत्यादि अनवचिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ती परंपरागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मंडित चतुष्षष्टि सांप्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्म शासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञ पीठ सुरांगी साम्राज्य मूढ़ाभिषिक्त चूड़ामणि साक्षात् श्री परमशिव सिंहासनाभिषिक्त समस्त गणनायक साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरुपुरधृत महानिर्वाणी पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामंडलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव सिंहासनाभिषिक्त समस्त गणनायक श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटल पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्त्रतम अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटल पीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्ग पुरस्वर्ण पीठ त्रयोविंश गुरु महासन्निधान श्री कैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्री कैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत् परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमद् जगद्गुरु श्रील श्री भगवत श्री नित्यानंद परम शिव कृपाकटाक्षेण पूर्ण आरोग्य युक्त दृढ़गात्र यौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थम परम शिव शक्ति आविष्करणार्थम श्री नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासं करिष्ये। Om Apaupasprisya. Now take one udrini of water in your hands again and wash your hands and keep your Panchapatrams safely aside. And we are now ready to enter into the Nithyananda Yoga.
Welcome back to today's session of Nithyananda Yoga. So before we enter into the asanas, we are going to be warming up our body. So let's all come to a standing position and let us start by rotating our ankles. And now rotate your ankle in the opposite direction. Switch leg and rotate your ankle. And now rotate in the opposite direction. Come to your knees, place your palms on your knees and rotate your knees. Make a full circle with your knees. And now rotate on the opposite side. Okay, so now let's rotate the hips. Make sure you're making a full circle. Now rotate your hip in the opposite direction. Okay, so now let's rotate the wrists. And opposite direction. Now push your palm, the fingers towards you, give it a good stretch. Give your wrist a good stretch. And now push it downwards. And do the same with the other hand. Push it downwards. Okay, now place your palms on your shoulders and rotate your shoulders. Opposite direction. Okay, so now we are going to enter into the skeleton dance, where you are going to be visualizing yourself as a pure skeleton. You don't have any muscles, no flesh, just pure bones, and intensely shake your body, shake every part of your body while visualizing you are a pure skeleton. So this skeleton dance is going to remove all patterns, non-integrity from your system. So let's start with this skeleton dance.
Sundara Nithyananda. Nithyananda Nithya Vittale. Panduranga Jaya Vittale. 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 Nithyananda Nithya Vittale. Murali Lola Nithyananda. Mukunda Bala Nithyananda. Nanda Kishora Nithyananda. Natana Sundara Nithyananda. Murali.
Okay, now you can stop, walk slowly on your mat and catch your breath. Breathe in deeply and breathe out. Okay, now you can come to a sitting position on your mat. Okay, so now we'll enter into the first asana for today. So the first asana for today, it is an inverted asana where you are going to be standing on your hands. Okay, so you will be standing on your hands, and this is Vrikshasana 2. So in Vrikshasana 2, you are going to be placing, you can use the help of a partner here, and you can also use the help of a wall to help you with the balance. Yeah, so place your hand on the ground and make sure your fingers are spread wide apart for stability. And slowly you are going to be lifting your body up straight. So lift your body up straight. So this asana is performed to practice purity for these 7 chakras. So this asana is for purity for these 7 chakras, and here you are going to be performing this Sahaja Kumbhaka, where you are going to be just breathing in and out normally. Engage the Mula Bandha, lock in your perineal center, and continue with the mantra Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham internally, and visualize yourself you are a tree with deep roots in the ground. Okay?
Vrikshasana. Saptasana Chakrashalinaya Vrikshasana Visheshakan.
Okay, great. So now the next asana is Shibu Asana. This is also an inverted position and it is the same position. The only difference is that here, instead of visualizing yourself as a tree, you're going to be visualizing Tejas, the energy flowing to your third eye while gazing at your third eye. And the other components remain the same. You're going to be performing this Sahaja Kumbhaka, which is just breathing in and out normally. And you will be locking your perineal center in the Mula Bandha and continue with the Japa, Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham in your inner space. And again, gaze at your third eye and visualize Tejas, energy flowing to your third eye. Okay, let's try, all of you, let's try this asana. Spread your fingers wide apart. Okay, spread your fingers wide apart. Yes, and gaze at your third eye. Visualize the Tejas, the energy flowing to your third eye.
Shibu Asana. Do upaga jo ima higulafa mile ube hoye do hata joi sampute kare akasha dashisudo pasare mastaga navichirane drinoy triku asana Shibu Asana sute jebade.
Okay, good. Slowly come down. Slowly come down. Very good. Okay, now the next asana is a very simple, easy asana. All of us can do this asana. So all of you here watching, please make sure you are watching, you are performing this asana. Okay, and any questions that you are having, feel free to leave comments for any questions and we'll be happy to assist you. Okay? Yes. Atmarupa and Aghoreshwara, if you have any questions, please put a comment and please do the asanas along with us. Okay? So now the next asana is Matsyasana 2. So in Matsyasana 2, it's basically similar to push-ups. So you will be coming on your belly and you are going to be your toes should be pressed on the ground. It should not be flat. It should be pointing and pressing on the ground. And place your hands beside you at your chest level. And you're going to be lifting, pressing your body off the mat like that. Make sure your elbows are close to you and your spine is straight. Make sure your body is straight. It's not coming to a V shape, just make sure it is straight. And you're going to be pushing your body up and down again. Okay, push your body up and down again. So continue with this Sahaja Kumbhaka, just breathe in and out normally. Perform the Mula Bandha, locking your perineal center. Chant the mantra Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham internally. And visualize yourself as a fish, Matsyasana.
Matsyasana 2. Nyubjam shayanam kurparo parshvabhagyam murdvatra hastalabhyam bhumivastabhya varam varam uddanam kuryat matsyasanam bhavati.
Yes. Now come to a sitting position. The next asana is Sarpasana. So again, you're going to be lying flat on your belly and place your hands on your hips. So all of you lie down flat on your belly, place your hands on your hip and extend your legs jointly and point the toes down. So your toes should be touching the floor. And you're going to be lifting your chest left and right like a snake. So continue with the Sahaja Kumbhaka, just breathe in and out normally. Lock in your Mula Bandha, lock in your perineal center in the Mula Bandha and continue chanting Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham internally. And here you're going to be visualizing and moving your body like a snake, okay? And gaze internally. So let's all try this asana.
Sarpasana. Nyubjam shayanam kritva hasto nitambam samstapya padau digikritya samilayan urasa gamtvayam sarpasanam bhavati.
Yes. So when you're doing this asana, make sure your legs are not moving. It's just your upper body that should be moving. Make sure your head also is not moving, just your upper body like a snake. All right? Now the next asana is Niralambhasana. So again, in this asana, you're going to be lying flat on your belly and your hands. Place your hands into the Padma Mudra, like a lotus, okay? Your hand, place it like a lotus in the Padma Mudra and hold your chin. Hold your chin with your hands, okay? So make sure your legs are straight and your toes are pointed down and they are together. And continue with the pranayama, the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Breathe in and breathe out normally through your nose. Perform the Mula Bandha, which is locking in your perineal center. And internally chant Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham. So here you are going to be feeling self-supported and completely independent. So let's all enter into Niralambhasana.
Niralambhasana. Karabhyam pankajam kritva tishtet kurparaya shudhi mukhamunnamannache niralambasanam niralambayogi Niralambanam masanam niralambanatam dhyanam niralambanasanam.
Good. Now come to a sitting position. Now the next asana we'll be performing is the Chatrasana. So in the Chatrasana we are going to be curving our body like an umbrella. So Chatrasana. So lie down on your stomach again. Lie down on the stomach and place your hands flat on the ground in front of you and straighten your arms. Straighten your arms, yes, like this. So lift your chest and straighten your arms and bend your knees. Now bend your knees and try to touch your head with the tip of your feet. Okay? So lift the head and lift the chest up. So perform this Sahaja Kumbhaka. Breathe in and out normally and lock in the perineal center in the Mula Bandha. Continue chanting internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham and see yourself as an umbrella, Chitra, and protecting your Guru from the sun rays. And gaze forward. So let's enter into Chatrasana.
Chatrasana. Ardhyan shana stitva hastalabhyam bhumivastabhya munya chatrasanam bhavati.
Good. Okay. So now the next asana is Vajrasana. So in Vajrasana, you're going to be sitting on your knees and with the tops of your feet flat on the mat. So make sure your feet is flat on the mat like this. Okay, so you're going to be sitting on your heels. So make sure that bring your buttocks onto your heels, and you're going to be stretching your arms in front of you and placing them down. So make sure that your forehead is touching the mat. Okay, so try to touch your forehead to the mat. And here you're going to be continuing with this Sahaja Kumbhaka. Breathe in and breathe out normally. And perform the Mula Bandha. Lock in your perineal center. And continue chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in your inner space. And here you are going to be visualizing yourself as the weapon of Lord Indra, Vajra, symbolizing indestructibility. So gaze at the tip of your nose in Vajrasana. So let's all enter into this asana now. In Vajrasana.
Vajrasana. Idanin garbhaninam yogabhyasam yadha lagu shuka pravasalabhaya prochyate praktane pati dhanda padma bhadvad bharadvaja vajrasamani tu asanani sada kuryat sudurgai recha purakai.
Okay, slowly come up. Now the next asana we are going to be performing is, the next asana we are going to be entering into is Mesasana. So in Mesasana, you're going to be lifting, raising your hips. So place your hands on the ground, firm on the ground, and lift your hips up. Okay, so lift your hips up, and here you're going to be striking the ground with your hands alternatively. Okay, so you're going to be like a ram. You're going to be striking your hands alternatively, and continue with the pranayama, the Sahaja Kumbhaka, where you're going to be breathing in and out normally through your nose. Lock in your Mula, your perineal center, the Mula Bandha, and continue chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in your inner space. And visualize yourself as powerful as a ram. Okay, so let's enter, let's try this asana.
Meshasana. Gajasana samsito ekaikampa bahum bhumitadayet meshasanam bhavati.
Yes. So you can take a few moments to catch your breath. Breathe in and breathe out deeply through your nose. Settle down. Okay, so now let's enter into the next asana. The next asana is Ajasana. So the Ajasana is an inverted position where you are going to be standing on your hands again, like Vrikshasana too. You are going to be standing on your hands, and your legs will be lifted up. The difference here is that you are going to slightly try to bend your legs towards your head and try to touch your head. So the pranayama here is still the Sahaja Kumbhaka, where you're going to be breathing in and out normally, and you're going to be locking in your perineal center in the Mula Bandha. Continue chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally, and visualize yourself as unborn, existing for all eternity, Ajasana. So let's try, take the help of a partner to try this asana. So let's try it. Okay. So practice, if you are not able to come into this asana, practice, kicking your legs, like slowly kick your legs, and if you have a wall, try to you can try to use the help of a wall. Okay. Yeah. So get comfortable with your legs going up alternatively, and get comfortable with the ground also. Just visualize the ground is your friend, and try this asana. Yes. Let's all try this asana.
Ready. गजासन संस्थितो पादद्वयं मन्तराले कृत्य मस्तकेन भूमिं स्पृश्यते अजासनं भवति.
Yes. Now you can stop, catch your breath, breathe in and breathe out deeply. Catch your breath and breathe in and breathe out deeply. Now the next asana is an easy asana. We are going to be entering into Dhanantara asana. So sit on your heels, place your legs together and interlace your fingers around your toes. Make sure your knees are together, they are not apart, and interlace your fingers around your toes and pull your feet towards your perineum. Pull them towards your perineum and place now you're going to be placing your hands on the respective knees. Make sure your spine is straight and gaze at the tip of your nose. Continue. Here we are going to be performing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. So in the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, you are going to be breathing in deeply and making the sound of the ocean internally. So make sure you are making the sound of an ocean while you are breathing in deeply. Okay?
Dhanantara.
And lock in your perineal center in the Mula Bandha. Make sure your perineal center is locked and keep your back straight. Keep your lower back, your upper back straight, and continue chanting the mantra Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And here you are going to be visualizing Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and gaze at the tip of your nose.
Dhanantarasana. पूरब विधि परिहाता की काकसी स्योपनासरी मोदी पाग की अंगुली गरी मेदु लगावे पगता माहिली कौर धारती राशि एडी आगा निरासे गोड़ा धरती लग्या रासे हाथा गोड़ रासे दृष्टिनासा अग्र आसन को गुण ये आसनसी गुड़ा ब्रणा जय.
Okay, good. Now, let us enter into the next asana. The next asana is Anga Mutam. The next asana is Anga Mutanam asana. So in the Anta Gotanam asana, you're going to be continue to sit in the same position, your heels, your buttocks on your heels, your knees together. So here, first you're going to be interlacing your fingers in front of you. So interlace your fingers in front of you in the Shambhavi Mudra. And now you're going to be interlacing your fingers behind you. And you're going to be stretching. Move your arms and stretch. Keep stretching your arms forward. Alright? Forward to the side and backwards. So come as low as you're able to. Okay? Now keep stretching and raise up. So keep doing this. This is the asana where you can stretch your back very nicely. Okay? So continue with the pranayama, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Breathe in and perform the sound of an ocean while you are breathing in, and lock in your Mula Bandha, lock in your perineal center in the Mula Bandha, and continue chanting Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham in your inner space, and visualize Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Parama Shivoham. Bhagavan Nithyananda Parama Shivoham, Nithyananda internally.
Angamotanam. Hastayo angulir bhadva hastayor madhyat sarvamangam nishkashitva tishtet angamotanam.
Okay, come up. Now, the next asana is Garudasana 4. So in Garudasana 4, continue to remain seated in Vajrasana and sit on your heels. Now you're going to be turning your feet out to the side. Okay? In Vajrasana, you're going to be turning your feet out in the side. And your thigh and your knees should be resting on the ground. Keep your spine straight and keep your hands on your knees. Okay? Continue the Ujjayi Pranayama. Breathe in deeply while performing the sound of an ocean. And lock in your perineal center in the Mula Bandha and continue chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, and visualize yourself as Lord Garuda, flying Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi on his back. Okay? So let's try this asana. Keep your back straight.
Garudasana 4. Jangarobhyam dharam pidyaastirkayo dvijanuni janupari karadhvandva garudasanam uchyate.
Good. Relax. Now let us enter into the next asana. So the next asana is Ananda Mandirasana. So in this asana, the Ananda Mandirasana, you are going to be sitting with your legs folded back. Okay, so with your legs folded back and your knees wide, and the front of your buttocks should be on the ground. So sit on the ground and your legs, your knees apart. In this asana, continue with the Ujjayi Pranayama. Breathe in deeply and perform the sound of an ocean inside you, and lock in your perineal center in the Mula Bandha. Continue with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally, and you're going to be visualizing yourself residing in the blissful state, in the blissful space of a temple. Keep your back straight, make sure your back is straight, okay? Place your hands on your heels and gaze at your third eye.
Ananda Mandirasana. Atavakshe Viranata. Atavakshe Viranata Ananda Mandirasanam Yet Kritva Amaro Dhiro Bhavayetva Sadakaha Hastayugmam Padasheshe Padadeshe Padayugmam Pradapayet.
Okay, relax. You can come to a sitting position, normal sitting position. And you can just relax your legs. And we can shake the legs. If you would like, you can shake your legs a little bit. Stretch your legs. Okay. Now we are going to be entering into Mandukasana 2. So same position as Mandukasana. Okay. Sit. Spread your knees apart. Sit on the ground. Your buttocks on the ground. And your hands under your knees. So here your hands should be under your knees. Alright? Like this. And continue with the pranayama, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, where you're going to be breathing in and producing the sound of an ocean inside you. And here the bandha is the Udhyana bandha, where you're going to be locking in your perineal center and you're going to be sucking your stomach in and up. Continue with the mantra Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally and visualize yourself as a frog.
Mandukasana 2. Prishtam Sampidya Gulpabhyam Janvamge Savalyakritya Yakritya Hasto Padatale Kshipto Mandukam Padasho Shart.
Okay, relax. Now the next asana is we are going to be entering into is the Nira Simhasana. So in Nira Simhasana, you are going to be keeping your toes flat on the mat, okay? So keep your toes flat on your mat and your heels should be together. Make sure your heels are together. They are not spread apart. Okay? Heels up and together. And now place your perineum on your heels. So you're going to be placing your perineum on your heels and place the palms on the ground, spreading your fingers wide apart. And here your thumb should be touching. When you're spreading your fingers wide apart, your thumb should be touching, okay? And the base of your hand should be touching your toes. So make sure your toes are together, your heels are together, your thumbs are touching, and the base of your hand are touching your toes, okay? Gaze at your nose. So your knees, place your knees down, okay? And here you're going to be sticking out your tongue and exhaling like this. Stick out your tongue and you're going to be exhaling. You're going to be continuing with the Ujjayi Pranayama, where you're going to be breathing and performing, producing the sound of an ocean. And then exhaling, you're going to be sticking out your tongue and exhaling. Engage the Mula Bandha, lock in your perineal center. And continue chanting the mantra Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally and visualize Lord Narasimha, one of the 10 avatar of Lord Vishnu. Gaze at the tip of your nose.
अथ नरसिंहासनं दोपनापनि होयवेसे एडी मेलीडी उडानि वेसे शिमासरी निकातहरावे नासाग्रदिष्टिको लावे.
Yes, relax. Come to a sitting position. Relax. Take a moment to catch your breath. Now we are going to be entering into a very interesting asana. It's the Bishraka asana, and here we have a new pranayama, which is the Bishraka pranayama. So first I'm going to show you how to perform this pranayama. Listen carefully, and again, if you have any questions how to do this pranayama, please leave a comment. Thank you so much all of you for commenting here and for watching, but make sure you're also doing the asanas along with us, okay? Okay, so in this asana, where we are going to be performing the Bishraka Kumbhaka pranayama, so you are going to be sitting on your toes. Sit on your toes and place your perineum on your heels, okay? Your perineum should be on your heels. So sit on your heels, spread your knees apart and sideways. Place your knees on the ground. So now you are going to be making a hollow with your palms, all right? And you are going to be keeping the two thumbs under your teeth like this. Bring your thumb under your teeth and close your lips. Close your lips and inhale through the Pingala Nadi. So the Pingala Nadi is one of the main energy flow. It is one of the main energy channels on the right side of your body. It starts from the base of your spinal cord and it goes up. It ends onto the right nostril. So you are going to be breathing through the Pingala Nadi and then exhaling through the mouth to capacity. So make sure you are exhaling as much as you are able to. So this inhalation and exhalation is happening while the thumb is under the teeth and your lips are closed and the other fingers, your palm is covering your nose, okay? So again, place your thumb under your teeth, close your lips, wrap your fingers around your nose and breathe in through the Pingala Nadi and exhale through your mouth to capacity. This is the Bishraka pranayama, and continue to engage the Mula Bandha. Lock in your perineal center. Continue chanting internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, and here you are going to be visualizing yourself as Devi, presiding over any and all tiny fears that you have. Whatever tiny fears that you're having, Devi is ruling. Devi is presiding over all of these tiny fears that you have, okay? So let's enter into this asana, Bishraka asana.
Bishraka asana. Do upaganki edi joi goda pano vanom puni hoi goda janga adar kari rakhe deva isi vidhi dakhe.
Yes. So now, as you can feel, it's a very soothing asana, calming asana. So now, the next asana is the Makadasana. In the Makadasana, remain in the same position. Sit on your heels. Sit on your heels. Your knees apart. Okay. So sit on your heels and your knees apart, and you're going to be bending your elbows and bringing your fingers to your armpit like a monkey. So bring your fingers to your armpit and imitate as if you are a monkey is scratching under your armpit. Okay. So continue here. We are going to be continuing with the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. So you're going to be breathing in deeply and producing the sound of an ocean while you are breathing in. Okay, and you're going to be locking in your perineal center in the Mula Bandha and continue chanting Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham in your inner space. And while doing this asana, you are going to be visualizing yourself as a playful monkey and gaze at your third eye. Alright, let's enter. Let's all do this asana.
Makadasana. दो पगतली संपुट आने टिना की पिष्टि भूमि परिताने मूलद्वारी एड्याम परिल्यावे मुड़ा हाथ ऊंचित हरावे.
Good. So now the next asana we are going to be entering into is the Vajra Sanghara Asana. So in the Vajra Sanghara Asana, remain in the same position. Okay. So stand on your toes. The soles again should be, the soles of your feet should be together. So sit on your heels. Your knees are wide apart and off the floor. So here your knees will be off the floor. It's not going to be touching the floor. It's going to be off the floor. And hold your elbows behind your back. So hold your elbows behind your back and continue with the Ujjayi Pranayama. Breathe in deeply, produce the sound of an ocean while you are breathing in. Lock in your perineal center in the Mula Bandha and continue chanting internally Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham. And here you are going to be visualizing yourself as embodiment of a diamond-like strength, and for yourself and for your sangha, for your community, your spiritual community. And gaze at the tip of your nose.
Vajra Sanghasana. प्रथम पानापनी होय बेसे दो एडी गुड़ा निवेसे गोड़ा उबैरा के तिरा आड़े वाय पसारी दिरा पृष्ठ दिशी दो ऊकर आने तिनकी जुगट आस विधिताने.
Okay, relax. Now you can relax. And the next asana now we are entering into is the Kanjanasana. So in the Kanjanasana, you are going to be again in the same similar position. You are going to be keeping your toes down. So here make sure that your toes are flat on the ground and your ankles are crossed behind you. Your ankles are crossed and you're sitting on your heels. Okay, so you're sitting on your heels and then placing your palms on the mat to the side. Okay, so continue with the Ujjayi Pranayama. Breathe in deeply, produce the sound of an ocean while you're breathing in. And here engage the Udhyana Bandha, where you're going to be locking your perineal center and you're going to be sucking your stomach in and up. Continue chanting Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham in your inner space, internally. And visualize you are in perfect health beyond any and all physical, mental, psychological, physiological ailments. Okay, so visualize yourself you are in perfect health and gaze at the tip of your nose.
Kanjanasana. कञ्जनासनमावक्षे यत्कृत्वा सुस्थिरो भवेत् पृष्ठे पादाद्वयं बद्ध्वा हस्तौ भूमौ प्रधारयेत् भूमौ हस्तद्वयं नाता पतायित्वा नीलं पिपेत् पृष्ठे पादाद्वयं बद्ध्वा कञ्जनेन जयी भवेत्.
Okay, relax. And now the next asana we are going to be entering into. The next asana is the Kurmasana. So in Kurmasana you are going to be sitting on your knees again with your toes flat and again with your feet crossed, and cross your feet behind you and place them on your perineum, okay, and keep the knees wide and on the floor, and rest your hands on your knees in the Shambhavi Mudra, and continue with the Ujjayi Pranayama. Breathe in deeply, produce the sound of an ocean, and make sure your back remains straight, okay. Make sure your back and your neck are straight. And here we are going to be engaging the Mula Bandha. Lock in your perineal center and continue chanting internally Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham, and visualize yourself as a turtle, a stable body and mind, living for hundreds of years. Gaze at the tip of your nose.
Kurmasana. Gulfo cha vrishena syado vritkamena samahito Rujjuka srogrivam kurmasanitiritama.
Good. Now let us enter into the next asana. Remain seated in the same position. Remain seated in the same position with your toes flat and your feet crossed, and place them on the perineum, on the back of your heels, and continue gazing at the tip of your nose, and continue with the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Breathe in deeply, produce the sound of an ocean while you are breathing in. Lock in your perineal center, the Mula Bandha, and continue chanting Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham in your inner space. And here the difference is you are going to be visualizing Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, in your inner space. Gaze at the tip of your nose in Yogasana.
Yogasana. Gudam nimyam gulpabhyam virkamena samahita yogasanam bhavedediti yogavido viduhu.
Very good. Now let's enter into the next asana in the Virogasana. So in the Virogasana, remain in the same position. So you are going to be remaining in the same position. Here you are going to be standing. Now you are going to be standing on your knees. So your ankles are crossing behind you and your feet near the opposite knees. Okay, so bring your feet close to your knees. All right, let me show you on the side. So your feet should be close to your knees. Okay, and you're going to be from behind you. You're going to be holding onto the calf, onto your calf with your fingers inside and your thumb outside. Okay, so your fingers are inside holding your calf and the thumb outside, and continue with the pranayama, the Ujjayi Pranayama. Breathe in deeply, producing the sound of an ocean, and lock in your perineal center in the Mula Bandha. Continue chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham and visualize a space of eternal oneness, Advaita, with Guru, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and gaze at your third eye. So let's all enter into this asana.
Vijyogasana. Godam Vamno Ube Hoi Joi Hoi Goda Adara Kedoi Dachipadakai Pani Rahave Pano Vama Goda Dilave.
Good. Relax. Now the next asana is Uttarasana 2. So in Uttarasana, you're going to be standing on your knees. Okay? So stand on your knees and you're going to be bending your back. And so bend your back until you are able to hold onto your ankles with your hands. So keep the arms straight. Keep the arms straight and push the hips forward and lift and tilt the head back. So push the hip forward and tilt the head back. And here you're going to be continuing with the Ujjayi Pranayama. Breathe in normally, breathe in deeply and produce the sound of an ocean while you're breathing in. Lock in your perineal center, the Mula Bandha. Continue chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in your inner space and visualize yourself as a camel. Visualize yourself as a camel in Uttarasana 2. So let's all try this asana.
Ushtrasana. Merudandagranti dhari dhyasam pidhya dhayi supampuman kapotastra sabhyasyam kurya mitahita sane.
Yes. Very good. So now, I hope all of you are doing this asana. And I invite all of you to join us at the Paramashiva Sena program that is happening starting December 1st in 10 days in KAILASA, Los Angeles in the USA and in KAILASA, Tiruvannamalai in India. So you can join us and do the Nithyananda Yoga and experience the oneness with the divine, with Paramashiva. Okay? So now, let us enter into the next asana and make sure all of you are trying this asana, these asanas. So now let us enter into the next asana. The next asana is Jatyasana 2. So Jatyasana 2, very similar to the previous asana. The only difference is that here you are going to be, okay, so sit on your sit on your knees and place the hands on your soul and slowly lean back. And when you're leaning back, you're going to try to bring the elbows onto the mat. Bring the elbows onto the mat like this and lifting your chest up, lifting your body up, your chest up, and try to touch the base of your head, the top of your head onto the ground. So in this way, your body will be making the shape of an arc. Okay? So continue with the mantra, with the pranayama, the Ujjayi Pranayama. Breathe in deeply and produce the sound of an ocean while you're breathing in. Lock in your perineal center in the Mula Bandha and continue chanting the mantra Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in your inner space. And here experience yourself as a lotus blooming and gaze at the tip of your nose. So let's all try this asana.
Jatyasana. Do edi samput kare sole mula dvariti dhare panam pani ukhad hoya vese bahuri pishti dishikare ju ese.
Good. Slowly come up. Okay, now the next asana we are entering into is the Viratasana. So the Viratasana is very similar to the previous asana. Okay, so here you are going again, sit on your knees and the thighs and the calves together, and lean backwards and touch your head, touch your back to the ground, then rise up, rise your back, and you can use the support of your hand if needed. So in this asana the difference is that you are going to be doing this asana again and again. So your back touching the ground and then rising up. Again your back touching the ground and then rising up. So continue with the pranayama, the Ujjayi pranayama. Breathe in deeply and produce the sound of an ocean while you are breathing in. Lock in your perineal center in the Mula Bandha and chant the mantra Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in your inner space internally, and here visualize the healing and liberation from all the causal, all the subtle forms of your body. So visualize yourself being healed and liberated from all the causal, the subtle forms of illness of your body, and gaze at the tip of your nose. Here you are going to be gazing at the tip of your nose. So let's all try this asana.
Viratasana. Janga priti bhumo nidaya jangodarayo urini samstapya prishti vamsam varam varam sprishet viratasanam bhavati.
Okay, good. Slowly come up. Now, the next asana we are going to be entering into is the Kapotasana. So, from Viratasana, from the same position, from Viratasana, you are going to be raising, try to raise your hips higher, okay? Try to raise your hips higher and bring your forearms onto the ground and hold onto the back of your heels. So you're going to be holding onto your back of your knees. Here you're going to be trying to raise your hip higher up in the air. The pranayama remains the Ujjayi pranayama, where you're going to be locking, where you're going to be breathing in deeply while producing the sound of an ocean, and lock in the perineal center in the Mula Bandha. Continue chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in your inner space internally, and here you are going to be visualizing yourself as a beautiful dove. Okay, so let's enter into Kapotasana.
Mero danda granti dhare sampi pada yisu puman kapotasrashchana bhyasa kuyan mitaha hitasanai.
Okay, good. Now let's enter into the next asana. If you would like, you can relax your knees, bring your feet straight, just shake your legs a little bit, give your legs a pause, okay. Relax your knees, you can wiggle your toes, move your heels, okay. Okay, so now let us enter into the next asana. The next asana is Varasana. So in Varasana, you are going to be standing upright on your knees. So stand upright on your knees with your toes tucked. So your toes should be tucked, okay? And hold onto your arms with the opposite hands. Alright? Keep your back straight. Make sure your back is straight, your lower back, your upper back are straight. And continue with the pranayama, the Ujjayi pranayama, where you're going to be breathing in deeply while producing the sound of an ocean. And lock in your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Continue chanting Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham in your inner space. Gaze at the tip of your nose as well as gaze internally. And here, this is the boon fulfilling posture. Okay? So visualize yourself receiving your boon from Parama Shiva. So let's enter into this asana. Gaze at the tip of your nose.
Varasana. Januni bhumo samstapya hastabhyam bahu parasparam dhritva sharalam tishthed varasanam bhavati.
Okay, relax. Now the next asana is Varasana 2. So from Varasana 1, so keeping your knees together and the toes tucked, make sure the toes are tucked. So now you're going to be leaning forward and bringing your elbows to the mat. Okay, so you're going to be bringing your elbows to the mat and lean forward. Rest your head on the hands and rest your buttocks on your heels and your head on the hands, on your palm. Okay, so here continue the mantra, continue the pranayama, the Ujjayi pranayama. So breathe in deeply while producing the sound of an ocean. Lock in your perineal center in the Mula Bandha and continue chanting Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham in your inner space. And here you are going to be visualizing yourself as a bow, one of the 10 incarnations of Mahavishnu. Okay, let's try this asana.
Asana 2. Suryam Chandram Bhedayan Nashanani Katyante Kurparo Bhumo Stapayitva Janubhyam Vanimastabhya Hasto Mastake Samstapya Pashini Tambe Samstapya Tishted Varahasanam Bhavati.
Okay, now come up. Now the next asana we are entering into is the Mundasana. So the Mundasana is again an inverted position. So in the Mundasana you are going to be kneeling down. So I'll show you how to enter into this asana. So you are going to be kneeling down and place the crown of your head on the mat. Okay, in between your interlacing fingers. So here the fingers will be interlaced behind your head. Okay, behind your head and your head on the ground. So you can start by placing the elbows on the mat and the shoulder wide apart, right? Okay, so make sure that also the elbows are shoulder width wide apart and lift your knees up. Lift your knees up and your hips, yes, raise your hip as well and slowly try to raise the body upside down. So you can start by slowly walking towards you. And here the pranayama here is the Sahaja Kumbhaka. So just breathe in and out normally. Breathe in and out normally. And you can use the help of a wall as well. And lock in your perineal center in the Mula Bandha. Chant Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham. And here you are going to be visualizing yourself as a lobed tree and gaze at the tip of your nose. Okay, so let's all try this asana.
Mundasana. अधो मुण्डासनं वक्ष्ये सर्वेषां प्रणीनां सुखाम् ऊर्ध्वमार्गे पाददत्वा धारयेण मरुत्तासनं सिद्धिः.
Yes. Now, let's enter into the next asana. So we have just a few minutes. We're going to now enter into the last asana before we enter into Shivasana. So let's try one last asana. All of you please try. And we are entering into the Andha asana. So here you're going to be kneel down, and your head between your knees. So you're going to be placing your head between your knees like this. Okay, and your elbows adjacent to the knees. So your elbows should be adjacent to your knees, and hold onto your head, and you're going to be exhaling through the mouth, your mouth here. So you're going to be breathing in normally in the Sahaja Kumbhaka, but you're going to be breathing out through your mouth. And here, lock in the perineal center. In the Mula Bandha, continue chanting internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, and visualize Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam in your inner space, and gaze at the tip of your nose. Okay?
अंधासना. प्रथम पगतली समतः रावे कौरमर महूली उभे मिलावे पनापानि उकड़ करे भेसे दो एडि गुणानि वेसे.
Okay, good. So slowly come up. Now you can come to a sitting position. We'll now enter into Shivasana and conclude today's Nithyananda Yoga. I hope all of you are trying the yogasanas. So all of you lie down flat on your mat. Lie down flat on your mat. Spread your legs apart, your hands straight, and your palms facing up. Okay, relax your body, your entire body. Just relax. Witness the witness. Witness the witness. So let's all enter into Shivasana.
Let you all open all your three eyes.
Okay, slowly wiggle your toes, your fingers. Bring your knees to your chest. Okay. And come to a sitting position. I hope all of you enjoyed Nithyananda Yoga, and I hope all of you performed the Nithyananda Yoga along with us. And join us again tomorrow for another session of the Nithyananda Yoga, where we'll be continuing with the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama, the 308 asanas of the Nithyananda Yoga. And now let us end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Hari Om Tatsat. Sarvam Bhagavad Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you all, Nithyanandam.